Ladies and gentlemen, happy Easter holiday, first of all. I know it has been a long overdue. Well, from Poetic Insights with Destiny, the Midnight All. It is an honor. Today I have a special guest. I am really honored to have one of my long-term people that I have known. That is Okol Cynthia Joan. And for those that have been seeing my posters about fundraising, we are bringing for you this conversation of who Cynthia is and what you want to know about her to be able to support her in this journey of recovery. So Cynthia, welcome to my podcast.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, the question from people is, but who is this Cynthia that you're talking about? They want to know you. They want to know who Cynthia is really beyond just name. What you like, what are some of the hobbies, those small things that people really like asking.
Yes.
Yeah, so who is Cynthia?
Cynthia, first of all, as you earlier introduced, my name is Okol Cynthia Joan. I am an assistive technology trainer. That means I train people especially in things to do with assistive technologies, and my specialty is in the area of the blind. I train people who have lost sight at an older age to first of all catch up, learn how to use their phones, computers, and different assistive technologies. Yeah, so that is what is I basically do, though my specialty is also in ICT. Yes, I love ICT and yeah.
Wow. When you talk of assisting people, especially those who have become blind at an older age, some people think that blindness, you get it when maybe you're born with it, but are there very many people who get blind when they're adults? What causes some of those things?
They are really many. I must say, every single day you should know that in this world there's someone who goes blind. And blindness, it comes in anything. For example, I have students who just got blind because someone was just standing on the road, a motorcycle knocked him, and he fell down. When he went to hospital and woke up, he was blind. I had someone who just got malaria, which wasn't treated, and they got blind. Have someone who overdosed on medicine for malaria still, and they got blind. Generally, anything one of these days can cause blindness. Also, for those who you have eye conditions and then you take them for granted, you don't go to the hospital, you don't see your doctors, just like that. I know people who have lost sight just like that because they've not gone to see the doctor. So there are so many things. I actually know someone who just had headache for 1 week and didn't bother to treat it, and the next time they woke up, their eyesight was deteriorating and it went. So anything can cause blindness. You just have to be very careful with your health and also pray for yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, anybody, this can happen to anybody. That is the message. We just have to take care and see how we take caution. But also that does not mean you live in fear, okay? Just take care of yourself.
Pray for yourself.
And pray for yourself.
Yeah.
No, when I think more than about 5 years ago, through Cell, Watoto Church, and when you told me that your visual impairment started when you were at campus, I was a bit shocked. I think now the things you've explained bring more light. So maybe you could just take us to share your story. What happened really, from what you can remember?
First of all, when I was young, I lost my right eye. And at that time, none of us had known that even my right eye had got blind because I had the other one and I was a child. So my mother came to see me at school, and she found my right eye when it was cross. It was not looking straight. So she went to check, she took me to hospital, and then that's when we found out that my right eye was blind. And the doctors tried to check what had caused it, but they failed to find out what it was. So I remember I was taken to South Africa, where they noticed that there was a small, very tiny pimple that was on my optic nerve. And the doctor said, yeah, it is there, but I should not worry. It is not going to affect my eyes, something like that. Unfortunately, they should have actually dealt with it because because that is what actually led to the blindness. Over the years, that small pimple grew into a tumor. So when I was at university, actually over the years, my left eye, the eyesight in my left eye started deteriorating and deteriorating. I was always going to the hospital. And then I remember at university, my eyesight really became now very bad. I was not able to cross the road. I was not able to read if they had not given me very big print. So that they took me to the hospital because the doctors were also wondering, why is my eyesight deteriorating very much? So I was told to do an MRI scan, and that's when they found out that I had a tumor that had grown, but in actual sense it was the other pimple
which was
that had now grown into a tumor. So after that, I was now told to go for the operation to remove it to save the little eyesight. But when I went for the operation, I came out when I was not seeing. Yes,
that operation was done in India?
Sight. Yes.
Which campus were you at?
I was at Indeja University.
Okay. By then, which course were you studying?
I was doing procurement and logistics.
Procurement and logistics. Wow. It's just interesting how one thing leads to another and leads to a bigger issue, and it is recurring.
Yes.
So what did the doctors say this time around?
This second time? First of all, I had been having a lot of memory loss issues, and then I had been having a lot of eye pain. I had even started having so very severe headaches. Yes, so I went to do when I went to the doctors, they told me to go and do an MRI scan, yes, for the brain. And that's when they found out that the tumor has regrown. And this time it's not just one, but they were two. Apparently, there was a second one that had already started growing.
Which was not seen back then?
But it was seen, but I think it was negligence by the doctors, because when I went to my recent doctors of last year, when they checked my previous scans, they actually saw that the older tumor, let me say the tumor that had already started growing, was already there by 2018. So this second one started growing in 2023. Yes, but the other one had already started. And that explains why I had been experiencing a lot of health issues for so many years. Yes.
Because of the imbalance caused by the other.
Yes, there was also the other one, and we didn't know about it.
Well, members, amidst all this, you have had, for me, the thing is, negligence of one little thing leads to other. But ours is not to now throw blame games. Ours is to see how can we join hands in supporting Cynthia get the medical treatment that she needs. But amidst all these things, one thing that has really inspired me is that she did not stop at wallowing in pity to say that now I cannot do my procurement course, I cannot study anymore. Cynthia has been active. I found her while she was serving in church, in Watoto Church, Boyogerere. She was part of the cell community, and one of those for whose sweet melodies comes through when she holds that mic. Like I would look out for her. Cynthia, do you still like singing? By the way, she was on Can You Praise contest. Cynthia.
Yes.
Back then when you used to sing, that is if you still do, how would you feel? I believe those are some of the things you like doing.
Yes, I actually love singing. And when I actually lost my sight back then, I sat down and I asked myself, what can I really do? At that time, I had not even yet gone back to school, because remember, I lost my sight when I was in the middle of university.
Oh, second year.
Yes. So I first sat at home the whole year and I was like, what? I'm just here. I feel so useless, so worthless. There is nothing I can do, you know. But then my sisters used to always prompt me to sing, because they knew I liked singing all throughout high school. So they used to prompt me to sing. They used to make me sing. I think I love singing, you know. So I remember I joined Watoto Church and I joined SEL. And then I have these friends who are leading praise and worship in SEL. And I just have that thing in me that you can actually sing. Like, you can do this for the Lord, even if you can't do anything. You can do this for the Lord, you know. So I started singing, and indeed, when I started singing, I had people saying that you can actually manage to worship, you know. And so I joined choir, and yeah, that's how I found myself in singing, and that's how I've been singing all these years.
Okay.
Yes.
I think one artist or song that you know. I didn't want to say his song.
God.
I'm trying to remember, but the one that comes in my head is a Uganda song, and I don't know it properly. Tuli mu maso go Yesu, tuli mu maso go. How does it go? Tuze tukunyonya, tuli mu maso go, tuli mu maso go, tuli mu maso go Yesu, tuli mu maso go. Tuze joli, tuze tukunyonya, tuli mu maso go. Like, of all the many songs that could come in my head, that's the only one that comes right now. It's basically saying, God, we are before you. Even in our current situation, God, we are before you. And generally, we cannot do life without Him. We have known Christ to be the center for all the things that we do. Beyond, I know after you joined choir, you did all this singing, but then I also heard you went to learn Braille and as an adult. I remember when I was having a poetry project, I needed to do Braille for visually impaired people to be able to enjoy some bits of poetry. You really guided me to get people. How was that like, getting from writing to learning now for the condition that you are in?
First of all, I'll say it takes determination. It takes determination, positivity, because I will be very honest, Braille is very, very difficult, especially for us who lose sight at an older age. It is so difficult. It takes commitment and positivity. So for me, when I joined, I was already positive. You know, at that time, I had already joined choir, Watoto Church. There is a way I was really in Christ, and I was so positive. God had given me that strength, you know. So I used to do all these things in positivity. I started reading Braille. It was so difficult, but I focused, and you know, with everything, if you're determined to do it, you will manage. Yeah, so it was not difficult, but yeah, I managed to learn it.
And that is how you even got to learn now computer skills.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that, because you also teach it now. Can you imagine?
Yes. Okay, about the computer skills, the Braille. Generally, for me, my interest was to be able to support others who have lost sight like me, because in all honesty, it is so difficult to cope up, to catch up, you know. And yeah, they've always been the blind who, you know, but then it's easier, it's more understanding for someone who lost sight at an older age. They understand you who has lost sight at an older age the more. So I told myself I need to learn all these different skills so that I can help them. So I went to enroll in different schools. I learned some things on my own over the internet. I'll be honest, I didn't have passion for ICT at that time. It was so difficult. But I told myself because I want to support people like me, I'm going to learn this. And today I've been able to help so many people on their ICT skills. And of course, of late, I've even joined another course that is to do with Python. My plan now is to start learning how to design softwares and develop softwares, especially those that are going to help to make accessible, or to help in the accessibility of the different services for the blind. Yes,
that is quite commendable. Like, if you're watching this and you've listened up to this part where Cynthia is able to have this commitment, determination to really push herself to learn these computer skills. And the beauty is that at the back of her mind, she's not just saying, I'm learning this so that I can be better only for myself, but looking at the bigger community of people like her. And it's just humbling. And also being able to go and work with other organizations related to this. You've worked with two organizations so far, right?
Yes, I've worked with about 3 organizations now. Yes, and all of them have been doing the same job. Yes, I've been doing the same
Which
job.
Which is good, really. I'm really glad to have this conversation, but I know our time is almost fast spent. If somebody was to describe how your family members, what is the one thing they say about you?
I don't even know one thing they say about me. In all honesty, I don't know what they say about me. They know they keep saying I'm very resilient.
You're very resilient.
That's what they keep saying. But you go.
Yeah.
Yes,
but I think that's a testimony all of us can have, especially those who have associated with you for quite some time. Yeah. Wow, I'm really happy. Now, I want us to just, as we finalize, what is needed for this operation to be done? The urgency. It is supposed to be done in May, right? And now with current, sometime, I know we are supposed to have done this video 2 days, but even yesterday, because of the pain that you are experiencing, what is the call that we can have? How much is needed? Where is this supposed to be done?
It's going to be done in India.
Okay.
Yes, we need about $31,000 to do it. Yeah. I don't know what to say, but I'm really calling out to people to come and help me, because it has really been so difficult for me. I wake up every day not knowing how my day is going to end, because the episodes that I get because of this tumor are really, really affecting me. You wake up in the morning fine, before you realize you have this headache, before you realize it's a seizure. Sometimes you're just doing your own things, you just faint, you know. Sometimes you are even on a border, you faint. Like, my life is just at, it's just hanging by a thread. You don't know what next. My memory is deteriorating, my brain, my optic nerves are swelling because of the operation from the tumor. There is just too much, and in all honesty, I don't know where my life is going to go. So I am just calling out to people to come and help me. My operation is going to be in May, and we are looking for $31,000. Yes.
We need your help, and we can do this $1 at a time, 1 shilling at a time, through your support. God bless you.